can't be bothered to open your mouth wide enough to say the words that you're saying. Yo, I had to go home a few months ago back to Belfast because like my uncle died, which fucking sucked dick. But I got to reconnect with a guy that I knew from primary school, and I reconnected with him because he became a drug dealer. So then I met up with him, and then what I found out when I was talking to him is he just kept talking about how his life never got better than it was during primary school, which I thought was like really funny because like most people you meet, you'll be like, yeah, I peaked in like secondary school or university, but this guy was like, nah, see, when I was watching Peppa Pig all day and eating Play-Doh, like my life never got better than that. But anyway, we kept talking about like other people that we knew like from primary school that we hadn't talked about, and we like talked about this one kid that we knew was gay at the time when we were like still like 7. But I thought that was hilarious that like my gaydar was good enough to like pick up that someone was gay when we were a kid, but I was still like, yeah, Santa's gonna come at the end of the year and he's gonna bring me my weed. Anyway, next thing. This guy Epstein's been in the news a lot lately, and tell you what, folks, the more I'm learning about this guy, the less I'm starting to like him. He's not a really good guy, but I'm starting to learn. But I will tell you one thing. My favorite thing that Epstein ever did is he got banned on Xbox in 2013, which is quite funny to me because you know how bad you have to be to get banned on Xbox in 2013? I mean, the guy probably got called a slur by a child and was immediately like, fuck this fucking kid! Fuck this kid! Hey, that's a pretty good idea, no? Okay. Anyway, but the worst person I think out of this whole Epstein debacle is probably Chelsea Clinton, and not just because both of her parents are like horrific child rapists, but more the fact that like, I don't know, they didn't touch her, I guess, and I can only imagine it was like Bill came home the day that like she was brought back to the house and was like, hey, I need to ring up Jeffy. I got a little baby at the house. He goes into the crib and he unwraps her and he looks at her and he goes, oh no, she looks like Donkey from Shrek. That really hinges on you knowing what she looks like. Oh yeah, I got broken up with lately with my girlfriend for like 9 months, but it's okay. Like, I really didn't love her from the start. It was like one of those relationships you get into and the whole time you're like, how the fuck do I get out of this? And it got really hard too because she was like such a nice person. Like, you know how hard it is to break up with someone that's like really nice? But before we broke up, we got into like a big argument, and it was about, she kept telling me that I snored, and I was like, that can't be true. Because I've lived for like 23 years and never in my entire life have I ever heard myself snore. So that's some fucking bullshit. But I know my parents snore and they snore pretty bad, but in my bones I feel like I'm not a snorer. So I told her on like the last night when she visited me, I was like, I'm going to stay up all night and I'm going to prove to you that I don't snore. And I guess what? I didn't snore once that night. So I guess she was lying. But when we broke up, she broke up with me over the phone, and it was a phone call that lasted a minute. And she broke up with me while I was eating a bargain bucket from KFC. And the whole time she was breaking up with me, she's just like, I just don't love you anymore. And I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about like what song I'm gonna listen to later to make myself sad. And then she's like going through this whole spiel, and I'm just like, If you don't know what that is, that's I Just Wasn't Made for These Times by the Beach Boys. Great song to get you in the mood. But yeah, now that I'm single, I'm on all the apps, which, you know, the big three everyone knows. It's Tinder, Hinge, and Spare Room. Really been having a lot of joy with the last one. Lots of messages from girls saying, hey, I'm interested, very interested in coming around for a viewing. Never heard it referred to as a viewing before, but, you know, I'm quite open to whatever that means. But, you know, I'm really impressed with it because I have no photos of myself on my profile of Spare Room. I mean, they just must be really wowed by the profile that I wrote. Which in my bio, it just says, you know, like, 1 room for rent, June to September, $6.96, rent, 2 minutes from the Hoxton station. But like, you know, I'm just really looking forward to this stuff. But actually, I did go on a date recently, and it was with an older woman, she was a 35-year-old Argentinian woman, which was quite a hard date to go on because we got around to the topics of like what your favorite film is, and you know how hard it is to describe Boogie Nights to someone that English isn't their first language. I got like halfway through describing the plot of Boogie Nights to her, and she goes, haha, but you like it because it's like a pornography, eh? And no, well, kind of, yeah. Anyway, on that elated note, I think that's going to be the end of my set. Thank you so much.